Got the Adamson Brothers here. We're going to give you guys a quick update on a lot of the things that have helped enhance our academy in the last year. We're going to recap on the important things we feel every academy should be implementing if they want to have a world-class training environment. We're also going to update all of our students and everybody else who is dedicated to training jiu-jitsu out here, kind of giving you guys an update on what's going to be happening for this next year as far as events and what to expect for changes and our goals. Talk about the kids right away and talking about how we are mainly dedicated to creating champions by design, not by chance. This is a big saying you'll hear around our academy, and one of the big ways we are being able to have such a big impact on so many kids in our community is because we have a full-time coaching staff, 100% dedicated to teaching the kids. We actually have 8 instructors now, 5 full-time and 3 part-time instructors throughout the 2 various academies and the different programs, all focused on the kids 100%. Our whole coaching staff, each week they go through 5 hours of continued education and then at least 1.5 hours of on-the-mat time to refine their skills. We feel this is super important for anybody out there who's looking to create a world-class kids program. Is you have to branch out and get more help, because if you're going to have a lot of kids and you want to do super special things, have a program for each person. We both figured out that you could only do so much by yourselves, and then you got to be willing to ask for help or bring help in and train them. So that's what we're doing now. The other main thing that we've picked up from one of our mentors is something we call our life skills program, and this is basically where 1 month for all 12 months of the year you're going to focus on a different life skill, whether it be respect, self-discipline, teamwork, perseverance, positive thinking. All these important life skills, we're going to focus on one of them each month and make sure that we are incorporating not only the life skill theme, but also homework assignments, worksheets, and the additional mat chats and focus of that month will focus on the life skill that's taking place in class. So besides that, we've also added the testing each month for the life skill stripe, and we also added the quarterly testing for. So on that note, I'd like to move into talking a little bit about how important it is in detail how to break up your kids' classes. One of the big things we've been working on the last year, and with the help of Coach Ryan specifically, is adding our Little Warriors program. This is for our 4-, 5-, and 6-year-olds. Coach Tim runs this class in Astoria. They both specialize in working with the kids of that age group. It's an amazing program, and it's 100% dedicated to kids at that age, at that learning level, for exactly what they need at that point in their life. And then we move on from there up to the Junior Warriors with Coach Kendall right now, with the help of Coach Mark. Of course, myself, whenever I can be on the mat, my brother, Coach Nate. I'm running the Warriors class right now. This is one of my favorite things. A lot of these kids are future champions, and this is the 10 to 12-year-old. The thing that I'd like to let my brother talk about here a little bit is a teens class. This is super unique. This is one of the classes I personally feel very strongly about, because a lot of these kids are so close to being the next champions, whether it be champions jiu-jitsu or moving on to college or just being a life champion. They're at a very delicate state in their life, and we want to have a huge impact on them. My brother runs this program, so I'll let him talk more.
4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, and then the teens class, which is 13 through 15. And that 13 through 15, like my brother said as well, it's a delicate state. So we're able to really nurture them into the champions that they're going to be in life. And I've seen a considerable growth in their technical ability, their maturity levels, just the way that we've been able to implement them into other systems of the academy. We'll talk about some other interesting programs that we're going to be launching this next year, with specifically focused with the teens group, because they're so easily able to adapt to their environment with the structure that we have for their new class.
The specific structure he's talking about is the, we've also added this last year, we added the curriculums for all the classes. This is a huge, added a ton of value to our classes, we feel, because now each kid focused on, a set of techniques that is directly for his age group, what he can comprehend, what he can handle at that age group. Also along with that is we have a separate belting system for each age level, all the way up to the teens and the adults. Every group has their own belt level. They can distinguish which kid is in which group, and along with that, Something we're extremely proud of, that we take a lot of pride in, is our black belt clubs. This is for our kids who are all striving to be future black belts. All the families are 100%, dedicated to seeing their kids succeed in martial arts, as well as at school and at home. So we take a lot of pride in that. Along with the black belt club that we added this year, this is something that's only, I believe, 8 months old now. Launched it right around the first of the year. Came a lot of our cool events we were able to launch once we got, like I said, all these people in this club that were 100% dedicated. We kind of separated the fundamentals of the kids that were still exploring martial arts and our ones that wanted to be 100% on board. And for these kids now, we just had our first kids BBC seminar this last Friday with Coach Jesse. It was an amazing turnout. We had over about 15 kids here all hanging out, learning the advanced techniques. We've been able to now offer also free competition team training on Saturdays. It's something we never had in the past. Everything I've mentioned so far today is something we didn't have in the past for our academy. We also offer the free competition team training on Saturdays because we felt it was so important that no matter where the kids are at in the program, that as they work their way into the most advanced levels of classes, that they're having more access to Coach Nate and more influence from us as well. So that's one class that we will always be taking on, always be teaching the most advanced classes with the competition team training. And that's already paid off in a huge way. We went to Grappler's Quest at Boise, Idaho earlier this year. We won the kids title. This is huge. It's one of the most prestigious tournaments that's ever come to the Northwest. We were also, team champions that day, so it's amazing. We took a lot of kids, some teams with us that day, and it was amazing. As well as the Grappler's Quest this year, we also took kids to the Oregon Open, to the Revolution tournament in Seattle. Have a lot of great up-and-comers with that, the different age groups. And, this is, again, something special that we added in the last year. We never had the structure and this ability to have so many coaches in one place, all focused on, like my brother said, nurturing that next group of future champions. So, anytime we can go out of state and win a big title, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for us. So especially any academy in the Northwest, we feel we're really leading the pack on a lot of these things.
It's like our professor Rafael Labata likes to say, I make history. That's what we're trying to do out here in Seaside. We've heard that a lot lately from people in the martial arts community around the Great Northwest, Idaho, Washington, Oregon. We're really starting to make our impact in not only the community here, but all over in the martial arts world. And we'll talk a little more about that and some of our travels here a little later in the video.
Some of the other little things, this is for parents mainly, that you've probably seen change in the last year, that we thought was huge, that I'm sure you've seen the benefit of, is adding our student of the month for our Black Belt Club students, our student of the day that any student is eligible for, as well as our just different awards and things that kids can get recognized throughout our program. Our intent to promote forums when belt testing comes around every 3 months, where we're getting 3 months, where we're getting the parents and the teachers to sign off saying these kids are ready for the next level of their life, and just allowing us to take our martial arts and the child's martial arts experience to the next level. So this is something we're very, very proud of. We've also added in the last year that we highly recommend for other schools to look into. Leading into that, already raised over $2,200 for the Pan Am kids teams looking into 2013. So this is something we're projecting out into the future, and it's going to be a big deal. Taking at least a handful of hand-picked kids that have all got 3.5 GPA or the equivalent, all in the Black Belt Club Gold, training in the most advanced classes, as well as the competition team. Essentially follow in the same regiment that myself and all champions follow under our guidance. Basically putting together the perfect blueprint for them. So we're going to be taking these super dedicated kids out to the Pan Ams in February 10th to let them go show all their hard work and dedication. So this is going to be an amazing, amazing day. And we've raised a lot of funds to help with the travel, the tracksuits, to make sure they look very professional, as well as their registration and their ID card.
Not only ourselves, those kids went out and really busted their humps to
got to give all the credit to the kids.
They're awesome.
I'll finish up on my last little bit here on the kids and talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts. This is some of the big suggestions we were hearing about last year. We always take into account what the parents come to us in private, of course, and talk to us about different things they see that could maybe implement here at the academy that would help. So one of the big things that we added that we knew was a big factor was adding of course, more mat space, because we were rapidly outgrowing it last year. I mean, it was insane, the amount of people we were able to pack into here last year. So we added, a huge second mat space for any academy who's going to be running, even remotely even, world-class program, you have to have at least 2 mat spaces. Eventually we'll be working our way up to 3. Eventually that's one of our goals for next year. And beyond is working up to a bigger mat space. Along with that, one of the big things we're super proud of is adding more parking. We cleaned up the whole outside of this building. That was a huge process that we were able to complete the remodel. New roof, new drywall downstairs, new concrete, heated floors now that I'm sitting on right now, so I'm very comfortable. We're going to be adding some cool classes that they'll be enjoying the heat too. We also added coach's office downstairs, another additional bathroom, private lesson room to the left of me here. More viewing space, which is very important to my parents, that we gave them plenty of room downstairs to be able to watch the kids, especially on our testing nights, which is such a big deal now. Our testing ceremonies are amazing. We usually have close to 50 people here, watching, supporting the kids, seeing them get recognized for their hard achievements. And so one of the other big things we always like to improve on is our communication. This is something, we have so many things changing, like you guys have heard, and so many rapid things going on all the time. We're trying to improve the quality of the programs. As you guys can tell, some huge, awesome changes in the last year. But we want to keep everybody in contact with what's going on. So the one thing you can do is help us out today by encouraging the parents or maybe your fellow training partners and things, that we give out a newsletter each quarterly testing now. So for every belt testing, we'll give out a handout, and it will outline some of the upcoming events. We also have a Facebook, where hopefully you found this video today, that you can also, it's probably the best way, the number one way to stay up to date on day-to-day events through the Academy. We'll post events on there and give updates and things. You can ask questions directly through the Facebook page. And so that's a good way to keep in chat. And the number one way is come directly to your kid's coach and ask them for a mat chat. Or sorry, not a mat chat, but a one-on-one office chat. This is just a minute, or a couple minutes where you can schedule it for the next day or before the next class, and have one-on-one time from your coach where they would love to sit down with you and make sure things are going great at home and at school, and that we're always renewing the goals and keeping the kids focused on, again, achieving great things in their life. So all of our coaches are expecting that. They love to sit down with you anytime, so please take advantage of those office chats anytime. Pull your coach aside and let them know you have some questions. Some of the amazing things we've done for the adults, and then we'll finish off with what we can look forward to for 2013.
Yeah, the adults program, there's been just as many changes for the adults as there has been for the kids this year. We've done, again, I've talked about a lot of amazing things that we've done, but separating the adult programs, building a fundamentals level program for the adults, and separating the yellow belts and above through green belt into our what we call Path to Blue Belt class. This was a huge change for our academy that really allowed us to, again, anytime someone's in a learning atmosphere, we believe in giving them a specific curriculum for the level of learning that they're at. Just as if you were in any college courses or any university level learning center, you would be going through courses from a fundamentals level to a professional level. And that's exactly what we've done here at the Academy, is built from fundamental level programs to professional level programs for world-class athletes. And this is something that, you've heard my brother talking about, our world-class programs. This is how we've done it, by separating the groups and giving them specific workshops and areas to focus on, building them up in different ways all the time. The Path to Blue Belt class is run by Coach Jason, who's done an amazing job. That class has grown up to, I think, just the other night I saw over 20 people on the mat with Coach Jason. So
there's a friendly competition right now between Coach Ryan and Coach Jason for who's going to get consistently 20 students. So hopefully they're watching this video and they're keeping note of that, because Coach Ryan, Coach Jason's catching up rapidly. This last week was good for him. So sorry to interrupt.
We got to give it to Coach Ryan. He's the one that feeds all the students into Coach Jason's class. But Coach Jason then in turn feeds them to our class. Like we said, it runs uphill in the academy here, so we really appreciate the hard work that those coaches, Ryan and Jason, have put in to our programs, and the care that they take with their students is amazing. And the level of technique that I've seen come up in the ranks when we now get our hands on them at green, blue belt, it's awesome to see what they've been able to do You know, it's more than what I was able to do at their level, and so it's just great to see the training that we talked about earlier. Their 5 additional hours of learning and being mentored in certain areas, it's really paying off, as well as their technical ability. The hour and a half on the mat each day is really as well paying off for them. And then we've also added another program, the BBC on Mondays, the Black Belt Club. This was a program that was developed for a couple different reasons. We wanted to offer a new style of training to the students that were really wanting more time on the mat, but we needed to find the right type of training atmosphere for them. So what we did was created the Black Belt Club, where we let all levels join on, that would be the Monday class, whereas before that was one of our slowest nights out of the week, and we were really looking for a way to perpetuate the growth on that night to start our week out right. You know, we're a believer in the Napoleon Hill philosophies, and a lot of other great people like Zig Ziglar, Anthony Robbins. You know, I'm into this type of stuff, and I believe starting the week out right is the right way to do it. So this is what we try and pass on to our students. Monday night's always a great night to come in to that Black Belt Club and learn some high-level techniques in a very seminar-ish type atmosphere. So it's very easy for them to learn. It's an extended class period, so they have more time to focus on the techniques, as well as some time to train with some of the higher belts and you know, really engulf themselves in the culture of jiu-jitsu and being able to spend some time with the higher. The Black Belt Club has allowed us to create a culture for our academy and our students, offering some great things this year, some free seminars for the students. We brought in high-level black belts, Ben Baxter, Luis Pedro Rivero, Ryan Kelly, the Portland Judo black belts. All these guys were awesome and had, you know, valuable things to offer to our students, some incredible techniques, and just a great atmosphere for our students to be around, and building that black belt culture for them, and seeing that there's a different path for everyone. Like I said, all of these people have their own techniques and their own styles, as well as lifestyles, but the one thing that they have in common is that they were a white belt that never quit. So we like to bring those type of people around, again, building the culture for our students and our instructors and ourselves. We also brought in world-class athletes like our professor Rafael Lovato Jr. and Augusto Tanquino. These were really great seminars for our students. We always love to have our instructor out. He's, again, always making history, and he came out this time. He was just here this last week, right after his accomplishments at the Metamoris and his amazing fights at the Nogi Worlds. So we're always trying to follow in his footsteps. You know, he's always a inspiration for us and our students. We also acquired a team sponsor, OS Gear. If you haven't heard of them, check them out on Facebook, you guys. They've got amazing gear, super high quality stuff, as well as high quality people. And that was one of the reasons that we got linked up with them. Our good friend Nick has really helped us out with things here at the academy, giving us quality gear to hook our students up with continuously. All the students are very happy with their uniforms. We just can't say enough with how much support we get from them. You know, really getting our name out there, making us look good at the tournament with our uniforms, and like I said, just really great people to be connected with. So check them out if you have never heard of them. We just launched some new websites as well, you guys, so check those out. Remember, your feedback is the most valuable gift you can give to us. We've got Oregon JJ events. The one we're most proud of is our new website, orbjj.com. That's the main site. We've also got a cool blog site to check out, seasidebjj.com. Am I missing anything there, Coach?
Like my brother was saying, the main goal of the Black Belt Club is to create a culture in our gym where you come in and the focus is not just to get to the blue belt. Because when I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this was a common misconception, or people would set very short-term goals. So now in our academy, we've created this culture where the goal is to get past blue belt's nothing. Blue belt, it's an accomplishment, but it's just they know it's the first step now. So everyone's on the same goal, working towards the black belt. We're fostering that environment at the beginning of the week, which at first used to be our slowest class. Now we've been able to create this, control this, and test this environment where we can control which days we want to have the training on. And like my brother said, we started on Mondays now, get off on the right foot, have that awesome training where even the white belts, brown belts, black belts can all be training together, and having an awesome training session and building that culture from the relatively early on in someone's jiu-jitsu career. So this is a very unique thing. We're also doing a lot of these things are very new to this part of the world. Not many people are utilizing some of the tools that are out there. One of the important things we like to keep in mind: nothing changes, unless you're willing to change. And so the first few years we were struggling with a lot of these things, small classes, struggling to make ends meet. And so we decided we needed to change some things. And since then, everything has gotten better, from the quality of our students learning the techniques, refining systems, and making sure that we're offering more to our students, more in the way of value as far as the experience they get here. And when they look back on their experience, they're going to realize that this is something very positive in their life, where they're coming in and enriching themselves through not only the physical part, but the mental part, the friendships, the camaraderie, and just that support system that we create here in the Seaside Jiu-Jitsu Academy. So big thing you can do for yourself if you're interested in learning how to implement this in your own school is come out to our academy, spend time with my brother and I, and we'll walk you through kind of how we struggled along, and then came to we got answers from some of our mentors on how to deal with these things, and you can have the same results and the same awesome things happening in your school. And a big goal of this video today is to get even more of our friends and people more on board with what we're doing and where we've gone, and just to recap on all the awesome things that all of our students should take a lot of pride in, because without them none of this is possible. So everybody should be very proud of themselves for the support they give to the school and the support they give to my brother and I. This is awesome.
Remember, you guys, we've got our affiliate school out in Sandpoint, Idaho. We've got our coach Curtis Mickelson out there teaching great classes, building another world-class academy with the help of my brother and myself, mentoring him, traveling out there, doing seminars. So if you're in that area, check his school out. It's an awesome place. North Idaho Jiu-Jitsu and Sandpoint Warrior Fitness. Also, our instructor, Rafael Lovato Jr. is out in Oklahoma City. If you're in the area, I highly recommend you take a trip out to his academy. He's exploding. He was just out here again, like I said this last week, telling us that, again, he's adding a new addition to the spot that he just remodeled no longer than 6 months ago. So you guys can see our affiliation, our goals, they're never ending. We're reaching for the sky, and we're blasting through those blockades on a daily basis. We're on that unstoppable mission to grow the community of Jiu-Jitsu and offer amazing things to Seaside and the world of Jiu-Jitsu today.
On that note, let's touch base. Big thing for me personally is making sure that the quality of the training has not fallen off, especially as far as when a student comes in, can they get the right training for self-defense here? Definitely. Can they get the right training just to have fun in a safe environment? Definitely. Can they get the right training here to be a world champion someday? Definitely. So on that note, we want everybody to know this has been the most successful year for my brother and I ever as far as competition achievements go. More IBJJF medals than ever before, more structured lifestyle, more time management on our part. We're delegating and managing more people than we ever have, offering opportunities not for just the kids, but coaching, full-time positions here where people can make a life for themselves in Jiu-Jitsu and really better the community and the world as a whole. So this is very unique, especially in such a small community. I'm positive that we're probably in the smallest community, doing a huge impact. I can't say that for 100%, but I'm pretty sure we're doing something monumental, and we're going to keep going through. With that said, what to look for in 2013? We're going to remodel upstairs. We're going to knock out that back wall. We're going to expand about another 1,000 square feet upstairs. We're also going to remodel our step area out front. It's not as convenient and safe and accessible as we'd like it to be, so front entry is going to get remodeled. as well as a big lobby upstairs where there'll be more viewing area for parents, spectators, friends who are coming out to the academy. Will have a nice, welcoming environment to hang out in there, as well as a pro shop. Besides that, we're going to be launching our Masters Club. We're going to be launching more team trips for the competition team. We're going to be going to the Kids Pan Ams 2013 on February 10th. On March 22nd through the 24th, we'll be going to the Adult Pan Ams with a lot of our teens, adults, Masters Division students. We'll also be going to, when they release the date for the IBJJF Vancouver, BC, be on the lookout for the Adamson Bros and the Lovato team from out here in the Northwest, because we're going for that team title. We want the prestigious team titles. That's what we're aiming for our students. And this is the vision for our academy and our competition team. We're going to follow the exact same blueprint that our instructor has followed and is following now to get the results he's gotten. It's already working for me, and I'm already seeing it with my young students. So keep doing what you're doing. If you want to be a champion in life, just make sure that you're focusing as much time as you can, first of all, on your family, your health, school. All these things are important. You know, this is the lifestyle that jiu-jitsu offers to the kids and everyone in general. So take advantage of that. The competition people, follow the path. Get in the most advanced classes possible. Train as much extra as you can. Come in and ask your coaches as many questions as you can, and get on a specific plan if you want to go above and beyond the most advanced classes we already offer. We will make the opportunity possible for you if you want to be a champion, because I know this is very important for all the students, especially if you watch the video up to this point. You are definitely dedicated to your child's future, your own future in jiu-jitsu, and again, you should be very proud of the accomplishments and the amazing things you're supporting here at the academy. I hope you guys like this video, and again, give us feedback. Go to our new website, check out the new videos, drop us a line on Facebook, share this, support the academy, follow us on Twitter, support our sponsor, Oaths. Support our friends out in Salem Kaiser Jiu-Jitsu with Professor Ben and Professor James. Support our affiliate school out in North Idaho, Sandpoint Jiu-Jitsu. And also support our coach, Professor Rafael Lovato Jr. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Coach Zach.
Coach Nate, have a great night, you guys.
Os.